Takeshi Furukawa has composed the music for Mythic Quest, Raven's Banquet, the Apple comedy series about the video gaming world. I'm Matt Noble from Gold Derby, here to ask you, TK, what is the hardest thing to score in that show?
First of all, thanks for having me. I'm presuming you've seen the show. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I had scoring it. So the hardest thing in the show is, actually, I don't know how to answer that. I don't think anything was that difficult. Probably the hardest thing, actually, is trying to keep a straight face, actually trying to score the show. I know this sounds cliche, but what's happening on screen is great. It's so spot on that sometimes as composers we're asked to quote unquote fix a scene. Well, there's none of that going on with the show. So it's not much surgery needs to be done. In fact, no surgery needs to be done. There's nothing difficult about scoring the show. And I think the only difference that we have from other comedy shows is that we're trying to just keep a straight face musically per se. So we are just scoring it. We're not, playing the comedy. As you know, the subject matter of the show is that it takes place in a fictional video game studio. So the music is as if it's in that video game. So we score it actually straight, like a video game.
Yeah, like the music takes itself very seriously in a very ridiculous show.
That's correct. I think it's brilliant. The comedy comes from the ridiculous juxtaposition of the serious orchestral epic music juxtaposed against this lighthearted comedy.
Yeah, and so it's such a, as you say, it's hard to keep a straight face when editing the show. When you were sitting down trying to score it, trying to compose it, what are some of the moments that you were finding it, or is there a scene that you just thought was so funny it was hard to just keep focused on the task at hand?
Yeah, I think one of the key moments is, I think it was episode 8 when Ian has that epic, showdown with the masked man. There was a long 10-minute scene there. It's almost 10 minutes, I think, of this epic battle. That's like a prime example of I'm sitting there watching the scene, which is ridiculous. But in my mind, I'm trying to turn out this just very serious epic battle music, and just the disparity between what's going on in my mind and what I'm seeing on screen is just hilarious. It's hard to keep a straight face.
Yeah, as you say, this is a show with the video game world, and we sort of it's sort of some of the storytelling mirrors things that are going on in the video game and all sorts of stuff like that. You've done some composing for video games in the past. Did that help inform this your compositions here?
Yes. So I have more recently been working in the video game field. In fact, I think that's one of the reasons why I was brought on this gig to begin with. But yes, definitely to answer your question, because of my experience and knowing how music should sound in games, I think I was able to bring the authenticity, knowing that video game music world. So it did heavily inform and influence my writing for this show.
Yeah, what's the biggest lesson you learnt from composing video games that you brought with you into Mythic Quest?
I'm not sure if I could single-handedly say this is the biggest mantra for scoring video games. I think on a sidebar, I think the walls, the separation between TV, film, and video games, they're kind of dissipating because video games, they're up there. The production quality is up there with films and TV. So I'm not sure if this answers your question. There's not one thing I can say, oh, this is, the best kept secret of video game composers. I think, having been in that world, again, I was able to bring the experience and authenticity, and to be convincing that the music I'll write will sound like a video game cue.
Yeah. And it's sort of like the music plays a very big role in the very opening of the series, where you have this big grand introduction, like it's introducing a video. It's the trailer, I think, for the expansion. What was it like sort of composing that opening sequence where music was such a big part of building the atmosphere of the series?
Sure, it actually felt really familiar because it's as if, so the opening scene, you're absolutely right. It's the announcement. It's as if like they are announcing a new expansion at, say, E3 or Gamescom or something like that. So I could comfortably say I've been there and done that for some of the projects I've worked on in the past. So it felt very familiar. I knew exactly what I needed to do. We knew exactly the type of sound that we needed for the game, so that it meshes with the world of Mythic Quest. And just altogether, it was fun.
Yeah. Do you have how did you come to work on the show? You said partly because of your background in video games, but how else did you come to get this gig?
So it came through my agent. There was, I think there was a call out from the production asking for video game composer reel submissions. And in fact, even before they got there, I think they had explored a multitude of different musical avenues. I know, they were like talking about, okay, well, what's the sound of the show? Do we do like that hip hop thing? Oh no, maybe that's a little bit too close to Silicon Valley. Do we do, I don't know, do we score it like comedy? And it's like, oh no, we don't really want to go down that, straight up comedy line. And at one point, I think they started exploring, well, what if we were to just use authentic modern video game scores, not like the 16-bit chiptunes, but as how video game scores sound now today in these epic games, like the online games. So the production sent out a call. It came through my agency, and I submitted, and something must have struck a chord with Rob McElhenney, the show creator and the showrunner. So I was offered the gig.
What's your favorite thing about scoring and composing?
I think my favorite thing about scoring and composing is there's that moment. There's one thing to be writing your own music, but it's a whole different thing where you're writing music against picture, and the sum of 1 + 1, so the picture and the music, equals more than 2. It just clicks, locks, and the sum of the parts result in something bigger and better than what you would have imagined. So there's like those magic moments when you're actually scoring a show, whether it be films or TV or games. That's my favorite thing about writing music to picture. When you have those eureka moments, you kind of want to pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because it's not scoring, but if a song is used really well in a TV show, I like the song so much more. Like
exactly. Yeah, it's like that synergy between the two.
Yeah. What do you with the scoring the show? Was there a moment, or what's your favorite scene? Not as a scorer, but just as an audience member, like as when you went through the series. What was the moment that stood out for you?
My favorite episode is the third one. I think it's the one where they have a Nazi problem in the game. I was laughing constantly when I was watching that, scoring it. So I think it's just a brilliant standalone episode, as well as I know the critical hit has been the 5th episode, the standalone episode. Yeah. I think that one is, that's the shade of that is a little bit different. It's a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more serious, but call me biased, but I think it's one of the best TV episodes I've seen in a long time.
Did you have to score that one differently?
Yes. It was, it takes place in a quasi different world, as in like a different time period. So we were conscious of trying to make sure that it sounded different from the rest of the episodes.
Yeah. And like, I guess as you're saying, like the episodes you're trying to have music that matches modern day video gaming, but that's an episode looking at sort of older video games from like different time.
That's correct. For the rest of for the main series, for Raven's Banquet, we're trying to, again, score the show as if it's the score that appears in Raven's Banquet, the game. So it's kind of like game music taking a step outside its world and becoming the score for the show. For that 5th episode, the standalone episode, it's more about those two characters, Doc and Bean. So a lot of the score was more, kind of focusing on the human moments.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite video game, or are you a big gamer?
I am. I was actually. More recently, I haven't had the time to play as much as I'd like to. But when asked what's my favorite video game, it's hard to name a one. I always say a couple. Definitely those from my childhood days, like the Final Fantasy series. Legends of Zelda is a big one. There's also a series called Dragon Quest. I'm not sure if it was big here on the stateside. It was definitely huge in Japan back in like the 80s and 90s. Those types of RPGs where it transports you into a different world. It allows you to be someone else. It's my favorite. And I think that's the magic of video games. Yeah.
Like, and you've done some work in the series before. How are you feeling about coming back for season 2 of Mythic Quest? Like, is it much of the same, or is it like, are you looking forward to new challenges on the show? Like, how are you feeling about it?
Well, first of all, I feel very excited and honored that I'm being called back for season 2 because, you never know what's going to happen in this world. Actually, I don't know what to expect yet because, honestly, I haven't seen the script. I don't know. I haven't been notified of the direction the show is taking. I mean, I know they've already started shooting before they went into temporary hiatus because of the current situation. But your guess is just as good as mine at this point.
Yeah, no, fair enough. What was there any composer or score that influenced you growing up?
My favorite score of all time, which kind of quote unquote did it for me, is Jurassic Park. I think it was back in 1994. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 1993.
About it.
Yeah, being an 11, 12-year-old boy. Dinosaurs and John Williams' majestic score. It's like, oh, this is what I want to do. And orchestra sounds great. The theme sounds great. So that's probably heavily ingrained in my DNA.
Yeah, it's fair enough. And what do you think with Mythic Quest? What is the most special thing about that series?
I think the biggest thing Mythic Quest has going for itself, and the most special thing is that there's no other show like it right now, or ever. I think I've never seen a show like that which tackles the subject matter of the video game industry so sincerely and so well. It's not making fun of the video game industry. It's not overly, hyping it ridiculously. It's just a very genuine look into the video game industry, and it's done so well. So I think there's no other show like it.
Yeah, and you would know how well, as someone who's worked in the video game industry, you'd have at least a window into that world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do really think it's it's examining the world of the video game development industry very, very sincerely and very, very well.
Yeah. Had you seen much of Rob beforehand, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and things like that?
I admitted to him when I first had the pleasure of meeting him that I had seen a couple of episodes of Sunny, but I hadn't seen every single episode, front to back.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. There is. But through working on Mythic Quest, I get to see, meet, and interact with him on a weekly basis, and it's just awesome working with him.
Oh, it's fantastic. Well, TK, thanks so much for chatting with us about Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet. For people watching this video at home, you can go to goldderby.com to make your predictions for the Emmy Awards, which hopefully Mythic Quest will do really well in, and other entertainment awards, and watch other interviews with awards contenders and celebrities. Thanks so much, TK. That was fun.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.